Hello, Timo here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys having a great day today. So continue with building our application. Today we want to add filters, some predefined filters where we can show the number of fully paid participants, partially paid participants, or no participants paid. So let's get started. First, we would like to import useState from React because you are going to be dealing with some state. Then import get filter role model from React table, which will help us in defining how filtered data is handled. So data, whether it's going to be shown or not, and other stuff too as well. For the column filter, state is going to going to give us a structure of how our state is supposed to be, how our filter state is supposed to be. So we're going to use that for, because we are using TypeScript, this is going to give us a good type definition for that. So next we need to bring in our state. So we are going to call it column filters, and we have the set column filters too as well. And it's going to be of the structure of the column filter state. So which column filter state is simply an array of objects where the object has an ID, the ID being, let's write right here. So we have an array of objects where the ID being what key or which of the states, which of the values that you want to filter by. So let's say you want to filter by status, then the value of, or the amount, or whatever value that you want to filter by, we can use that over here. So let's say you want to filter by maybe, I don't know, 50, 58, something, something like this. Okay. So once we are done with that, we need to also we need to add the get filtered role model in our use React table. So pass that function in, just like what we had for the core role model. The same also applies for the filtered role model, which by default, so this is the default function that is provided by React table to handle all the filtering and all those kinds of things. The next thing that we need to do is also add the state. So this state is simply the same use state that we have in React or handling state, but I want to define this some fields that we want our state to interact with. So in this case, we want the column filters. So the column filters that is passed in here as a value over here is going to be interacting with our state over here, which will allow us to access the state changes here within our code rather than going inside of React table itself to be manipulating the data over there. So this one exposes the state for us to use however we want. The next thing that we want to do is the setter for the state. So in this case, we have the set column filters, which is this column filters that we have here. So it's going to set our state for us. So this is what React table, is going to use to set our values and manipulate the data in whatever shape that it wants it to do. All right. So next we want to define the filter, or we want to create a selector for our filter where we have some options, predefined options in which the user can select whichever of them and then show that. So we want to add the options for the select field. So the first one, we want to show the fully paid participants. So we have our label here, let's say the text here, and the value is fully paid. The next option is the partially paid, and the last option is pledge only. So we are going to be using these values to map the structure of the filter that we want to show on inside the table. So we need to, the next thing is to bring in our handle change function. So we're going to have a handle filter change function, so which we are going to tie it to the select field. So with the handle filter change function, we want to create a mapping between these values that we have here to the structure of the filter objects that we want. In this case, as you know, we have the ID and then we have the value. So the ID should be a key of the participant objects of the participant type, and the value is a string because we are going to be using that to show the data. Okay, so the first one we want to do is the pledges. So the pledge only. So once the value is selected, when pledge only is selected, this value will be accessed. We're going to see that. So the next thing is the partially paid and the fully paid. So this is pretty simple. The so finally we need to tie it to the table here. So to do that, we bring in the set column filter. So what this one will do is it will take in an array of objects, and we are accessing these objects from this mapping, so value to action mapping. So these are the actions, and we're passing the value over here. So it's going to map these values to whichever object that has been selected, and then pass it on to the set column filters, which will then manipulate our filters and then show the data that it has to show. So finally, we tie it all with the select field, and that's it. So let's save this and then see how this one works. So we have oh, why is this showing? Oh, sorry, this should be fully weird. So show only fully paid participants. It's not working. It's our field is not okay. It's working now. I guess I need to make some changes here, but that's fine. So we have only show only paid participants, show only fully paid participants, which is going to show only those participants. And if we have any unpaid participants, we will show them here. But we can't update the state this API or the application to show that there are no unpaid participants, which is great for us. Right, so we have fully paid participants, and so this is all that we can do. What we can do with the filters. There are more stuff that you can actually do with the filters. So the next thing that we are going to be doing will be the sorting. Sorting by columns. So when you click on the column, it's going to sort by its after data that's shown. All right, so that's it. Thanks very much for joining me again today. Hope you like this video. Let me know your thoughts on how this video is. If you like it, don't like it, do let me know in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a great day today. God bless you for watching, and I'll see you on next one. Thanks.